Hello, compatriots, and welcome to your December 2023 America 250 Minute. When the tea ship Dartmouth arrived in the Boston harbor in late November, Whig leader Samuel Adams called for a meeting on November 29, 1773, and thousands of people arrived. British law required Dartmouth to unload and pay the duties within 20 days, or customs officials could confiscate the cargo, that is, unloaded onto American soil. The mass meeting passed a resolution introduced by Adams and based on a similar set of resolutions promulgated earlier in Philadelphia, urging the captain of the Dartmouth to send the ship back without paying the import duty. Meanwhile, the meeting assigned 25 men to watch the ship and prevent the tea, including a number of chests from Davison, Newman and Company of London, from being unloaded. The colonial governor of Massachusetts, Governor Hutchinson, refused to grant permission for the Dartmouth to leave the harbor without paying the duty. Two more tea ships, Eleanor and Beaver, arrived in Boston Harbor. On December 16th, the last day of Dartmouth's deadline, approximately 5,000 to 7,000 people out of an estimated population of 16,000 had gathered around the Old South Meeting House. After receiving a report that Governor Hutchinson had again refused to let the ships leave, Adams announced that, quote, "This meeting can do nothing further to save the country." According to a popular story, Adams' statement was a prepared signal for the Tea Party to begin. However, according to eyewitness accounts, people did not leave the meeting until 10 to 15 minutes after Adams' alleged signal, and Adams, in fact, tried to stop people from leaving because the meeting was not yet over. When Samuel Adams tried to reassert control of the meeting, people poured out of the Old South Meeting House and prepared to act. In some cases, this involved donning what may have been elaborately prepared Mohawk costumes. While disguising their individual faces was imperative because of the illegality of their protest, dressing as Mohawk warriors was a specific and symbolic choice. It showed that the Sons of Liberty identified with America over their official status as subjects of Great Britain. That evening, a group of 30 to 130 men, some dressed in the Mohawk warrior disguises, boarded the three vessels and over the course of 3 hours, dumped all 342 chests of tea into the water. The property damage amounted to the destruction of 92,000 pounds of tea, reported by the British East India Company to be worth 9,659 pounds at that point, equivalent to a roughly $1.7 million today. Whether or not Samuel Adams helped plan the Boston Tea Party is disputed, but he immediately worked to publicize and defend it. He argued that the Tea Party was not the act of a lawless mob, but it is instead a principled protest and the only remaining option that people had to defend their constitutional rights. John Adams wrote in his diary on December 17, 1773, that the Boston Tea Party proved a historical moment in the American Revolution. He wrote, "This is the most magnificent moment of all. There is a dignity, a majesty, a sublimity in this last effort of the patriots that I greatly admire. The people should never rise without doing something to be remembered, something notable and striking. This destruction of the tea is so bold, so daring, so firm, intrepid, and inflexible, and it must have so important consequences and so lasting that I cannot but consider it as an epoch in history." Well, we're almost to the actual fighting, folks. So I will see you next year with another America 250 Minute, and I hope everyone has a prosperous beginning to their 2024.